Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds, back in the studio on a Monday morning. It's kind of a regular thing. Irregular after these last few weeks, it feels like. So we got league business beginning a week from this Wednesday. The Chiefs have a bunch of free agents. They use the franchise tag on Trey, which I think is smart. Who do you think's staying? Who do you think's going?
Well, what has me bothered, and you're right about the free agency, that cannot begin until next Wednesday. And now, by next Wednesday, I'm talking about Wednesday a week, and that would be March the 12th. But free agency, the free agent in terms of franchise tag has to be applied by tomorrow. And it looks like the Chiefs have already, now whether or not they physically signed him to that, I don't know, but it has to be done by 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Well, they said they're going to place the franchise tag on him. And Trey Smith is an interesting character. For one thing, he's huge. He's 6'6", probably about 320, 330, somewhere around there. And Patrick Mahomes regards him as his bodyguard on that left side. Well, it was only moderately effective in the Super Bowl, but that's one game. I think the Chiefs won. Good heavens, folks. The Chiefs won a bunch of games, and all these people say, oh, the dynasty's over and all that sort of thing. Well, here's the interesting thing. In Trey Smith's case, he is an unrestricted free agent, meaning that he can negotiate with other teams even though the franchise tag has been applied by the Chiefs. All right, what's that mean? Well, he can negotiate with them right up until July. So can the Chiefs, as far as that's concerned. At that time, if another club has made an offer, then the Chiefs have the right to match that offer. But in all honesty, Mike, I cannot see that happening. As the franchise tag player, Trey Smith is making $23,400,000, highest in the NFL. He's going to go to another team? I can't believe anybody's going to offer that kind of money. So I suspect he'll stay with the Chiefs. Now, as far as the free agents are concerned, there's word out of Dallas that the Cowboys have honed in. They are after Nick Bolton, and they want Bolton. Well, that doesn't mean Bolton has to go.
No.
But it does mean that if they're offering a lot of money,
I'd love for us to get his phone number so you can call him and say, "Hey, Nick, just because you're getting another $20 million a year doesn't mean you have to go."
Yeah, but it's a business.
It is,
and these
absolutely.
guys are going to go where the money is, and the Dallas Cowboys have plenty of money. They're the wealthiest franchise in all of professional sports. I don't know. That bothers me a little bit. But anyway, that's the nature of the game. That's the way it's going to be.
It's going to be sad to see some of these guys go that we've grown accustomed to these last few years and multiple Super Bowl appearances. One of the things that I could see with the St. Louis Cardinals, at least some of the bright spots in the last couple of years, and that weren't on the major league team, was on the minors. And you could see some real good talent coming up through the ranks. And, you know, maybe the big guys aren't doing so good, but at least it's not always going to be like that, right? Well, not necessarily.
We saw one last year down here, Quinn Matthews, big left-hander, about 6'4", 6'5", just blew away everybody, kid out of Stanford, and he can really, really pitch. Well, get this doesn't happen very often in minor league baseball. He made the march from single A to double A to triple A all in one summer, and that's pretty good. All right, the Cardinals had him penciled in as maybe making the roster. He will not, at least for opening day. They sent him back to the minor leagues because he needs a little bit more work on the hill, according to the Cardinals system and so forth and so on. But look for that name before too much longer. Quinn Matthews, a really, really good pitcher. He's a lefty, and he can fire. Anyway, he won't be with the Cardinals for opening day.
Now, as we get closer and closer to opening day, we still got some exhibition baseball being played down south, don't we?
Right up until probably the latter part of March for all the teams except the Dodgers and Cubs. They go to Japan to open up the season, and that's week after next. Anyway, exhibition baseball yesterday. Miami beat the Cardinals 5-3. Kansas City pounded the San Diego Padres 10-4. So, indeed, the games go on, and the closer we get to opening day, the more you see the starting lineups, the way the teams want them in there playing on a regular basis.
Daylight savings time's coming, opening day's coming, and hopefully sun in 75. Basketball Bears are just, it's been a season, you know? It's been a season. I guess that's the only really way to put it.
They win 2 games in the conference, in the Missouri Valley Conference, and lose 20. And their aggregate record is 9-18 or 19, somewhere around there. It's not been a good year. And yet, Mike, it is not all that bad a team. These guys can play. Yesterday, they closed the regular season. This regular season, the tournament begins later on this week. Closed the regular season in Des Moines against the top team in the league, Drake. And the Bears lead Drake almost the entire game. It was so frustrating. The Bears are hitting everything in sight. They hit 10 of 19 from three-point range. They're pretty good from the foul line. They get in there and they battle with the Drake team. Two of the Drake players, star players, are from here. That's the bothersome point. Anyway, that's beside the point. Drake gets hot down the stretch, ties the game, sends it into overtime, and the Bears are gassed. In the overtime, they score 1 point, and Drake wins it 68-60, so the Bears end up losing their final regular season game, and that puts them in the conference tournament. It's a frustrating team. They can play well at times. They do not know how to finish games, and that's a psychological thing. It's not necessarily talent. It's how you think, and they just do not think as winners. All right, Bears will open the tournament. They're the last place team. They're locked into last place. They play on Thursday afternoon at 2:30 up at the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, and they'll play Illinois State for the third time this year, and Bears have lost twice to Illinois State. So we'll see what happens, but in a lot of respect from the fans and so forth, the season can't come to an end quickly enough. However, in tournaments, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's not over just yet, but we got to start thinking about the future. And like you said in the beginning of this conversation, the bothersome thing is you got two kids from here that didn't get recruited here. They went somewhere else.
One from Willard and one from Nixon. They're both playing for Drake.
And that's, not a good look on the program. But Missouri State Bears baseball kick off their opening weekend. How'd they do?
Took 2 out of 3 from Louisiana Monroe and should have made it 3 out of 3. Now, while you're out in Las Vegas on a Friday, the Bears, this really hurts. The Bears take a 6-2 lead into the ninth inning, and Louisiana Monroe scores 7 runs in the ninth inning. So the Bears lose that game 9-8, but came back to win 11-1 and 11-9. Bears can hit the ball. Pitching is a little suspect. It has been over the years, continues to be. It's a work in progress, but I do like the team. They can hit the ball, and they are very entertaining to watch. Sturdee University split a doubleheader against Maryville. This is Maryville up in St. Louis. And indeed, that competition goes on. So indeed, it was a lot of baseball, a lot of good weather for the baseball, and the Bears continue to play at home, but the next game is tomorrow afternoon. It looks like it may be a little bit on the stormy side.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see what happens, Ned. Last but not least, how'd the racing go in Texas this weekend?
Is a unique race. They being the NASCAR drivers, it's a road race, and it's the first road race of the year. It's on the Circuit of the Americas course, which is Austin, Texas. It's a brand-new race course, and they had it in operation the last couple of years. But Christopher Bell took the lead with 5 laps remaining, and he beat William Byron in a terrific ending. Big crowd on hand in Austin, Texas for all the competition. But the winner is Christopher Bell for the second time in as many weeks, and that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, it is. Ned, you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.